Welcome, crypto fam, to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod, and happy Sunday. Church is in session. Let's freaking go. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest Bitcoin technical analysis, as well as UFC fighter saying, hey, I want my 300,000 in bonus, or in Bitcoin, his bonus, and that's what's up. So shout out to him. We're going to be discussing that. And let me know if you watched UFC 300 last night. It was pretty lit. We're also going to be discussing over 540,000 new crypto assets have been launched in the first 4 months of this year. That's right, over 500,000 altcoins. Craziness. We'll also be discussing Bitcoin's normal drop leads to 256 million and longs being liquidated. I'll be breaking down this latest analysis, as well as Rich Dad Robert Kiyosaki explains why he won't buy the Bitcoin ETF. We'll also be discussing Hong Kong ETFs. As you know, rumor has it this Monday, we can get the green light for the spot Bitcoin ETF, as well as the Ethereum ETF. However, they claim that Chinese funds cannot invest in these crypto products. I'll be breaking this down for you. We'll also be discussing, can Abu Dhabi be Mr. 100? They just purchased another 400 Bitcoin today. And according to Max Keiser, Abu Dhabi is now the top contender. We'll also be discussing Bitcoin's trajectory to $1 million per coin. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. Welcome, crypto fam. What it do? Happy 420. Bitcoin's back up $2,000 on the day. Hallelujah. How many of you took advantage of the dip? Let me know. I just know it's a beautiful thing to see everything back in the green. So make some noise for that. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Good to see you. Shout out to the mods first and foremost. Jennifer, K-Jam, Dankness, Coinfather, and the rest of the fam. Shout out to all the members. Good to see you, Devon, Robbie Keiser, Jay Ford, Mick Lovin, Smush, May 5-star. Good to see you guys. What's poppin'? Let me know. Holla at your boy. Let me know what's new, what's poppin', and what you guys are up to this week. Do you think we get some more pumpage? We only got 4 more days until the halving. That's right. This is the halving week coming up. So make some noise for that. 64,000 time to buy. Tell them Devon. Welcome Laura. Welcome Rudy. How about that Blessed Express? Oh my God. Max Holloway was Super Saiyan. Like, this is the best form of Max we have ever seen. Would you guys agree? He made it look too easy. I mean, he shut down Gaethje. 1 second left in the 5th round. The greatest knockout, some are saying, Joe Rogan says the greatest knockout in UFC history. I would agree. That was remarkable. I mean, that should have ended the night. We didn't need any more fights after Gaethje versus Max. In my opinion, one of the best fights I have ever watched. Let me know if you guys tuned into that. It was pretty epic. Got 1,000 yesterday. Congratulations, Steve Brooks. Bitcoin go up. Tell them bango. Could go to 57,000 real quick and back up. Anything is possible, Jay Ford. Always a big dump before the halving. Gonna probably dump a bit more in the week. 57,000 to 110,000 out of the week. Keeping it 100, JV's orange hat. You already know. That's for UK Jam. Love the cap. Thank you, Man of the Forest. Also, yeah, the ending was insane. Now, what's crazy is how much you got to respect these fighters. At the end of the 1st round with 1 second left, Max broke Gaethje's nose with that kick. It was like a horse kick, right? Gaethje went down and boom, busted his nose. He continued to fight 4 more rounds with a broken nose. And you know, when you have a broken nose when you're fighting, you have to open your mouth and breathe out of your mouth. You can't breathe out of your nose or your eyes will swell. And he fought the entire fight until the last second. Boop, shut down with that knockout shot, and Max demanded it. He was winning the fight clearly. He could have just danced around for 15 seconds, easy victory. He pointed to the center of the octagon. This is going to go down in UFC history. That's why I'm even speaking about it during a Bitcoin podcast. He pointed to the middle of the octagon, and they just started swinging. It could have went either way. Either of them could have got knocked the F out, and Max just happened to catch Gaethje on the chin and lights off. And respect to Holloway, man. Respect to Holloway. 420, baby. Happy 420. Wait until later tonight. That's a lot of blood. Whoa. Added 2.6 million mochi coins. Mochi coins. Now, I know that is that Japanese dessert. Delicious. I love me some mochi, however it's pronounced. Got liquidated. We'll buy again. Ooh, were you trading with leverage, Samuel? Let me know. It happens, though. I mean, welcome to crypto. Everyone got liquidated. All longs got liquidated, clearly. Insane. Bitcoin Veterans is definitely ready for our next MMA fighter on the show. Oh, nice, Coin Father. Will it be the one who wants his bonus in Bitcoin, which I'll be pulling that tweet up here in a bit. And he actually dropped some knowledge in his interview. So yeah, that's mad because the importance of the athletes breathing through their noses high, more calorie. Yeah, exactly. And obviously, if you get clipped on the chin and you're not biting down on your mouthpiece, you could break your chin. There's so many bad things can happen. But these athletes are next level. I mean, Justin Gaethje, true warrior, went out on his shield. And I bet that's what he chose to do, hence why he did it, right? He didn't have to keep fighting. Buried my aunt yesterday, so wasn't watching the market. Ooh, sorry to hear that. Rest in peace to your aunt, Lazarus. Wish her the best in the next realm, in which we will all ascend into one day, right? The one and only Coin Father. My 100x grid bot is doing great, but 58,000 liquidation. I'm getting nervous. Well, I pray for your sake that we maintain this price and you don't get liquidated, family. Multi-stacker 420, you already know. Happy 420. We went live 420 today. FYI, tomorrow we'll be going live early all week, Monday through Thursday. So just FYI, it'll be probably 12 p.m. Eastern each day. And then we'll reset Friday again. Got to ask how to get a membership when watching the live. My star is gone. There is a button, Matt, and I appreciate you asking. Is a button next to the subscribe button that says join, and you can just join the channel, and you can join the HODL Gang membership for, I think it's like $2.97 a month, and it helps support the channel, of course, and it's always greatly appreciated. Also, in the description, I have all the ways you can support the channel, and one of them will say members. I think it's members.cryptonewsalerts.net. Or you can just click the join link on the stream. Let me know. And we also gift memberships. Of course, I personally gift 10 memberships every month. So in 2 weeks, we'll gift 10 more memberships. And of course, we've had probably 600, 700, 800 memberships just gifted from kind people here in the chat that like giving. So you guys are awesome. Greatly appreciate the support through the memberships, the supers, the donations, all that stuff. You know what I mean? So respect. We also have a merch store. You can support the show that way. Merch.cryptonewsalerts.net. My recovery seed phrase is open sesame. That's a good one. What about 1, 2, 3? Will you do a special halving stream? Yeah. It's going to be special because it'll be during the halving, but it's going to be me doing the show as we do each and every day. Bet your bottom dollar I will be streaming the day we have, which will be this week, more than likely. Hopefully it's 420, just so we can say, happy 420 Bitcoin halving day, a day you'll never forget, a day that will live on forever, Laura. You know what I mean? But anyways, family, let's kick this mofo off, shall we? And pump those likes, family. I appreciate it. Shout out to Crypto Voodoo. Shout out to everyone out there. Much love, much respect. Thanks for tuning in your special Sunday here with Crypto News Alerts. If you're new to the channel, important to smash the subscribe button to receive daily premium Crypto News Alerts every day, just like this. Also, if you're gaining value out of today's content, smash that thumbs up. It helps out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm, helps get more eyeballs on the channel, and it's always greatly appreciated. It's a great way to help support us. And today is pod episode number 1609. I'm your host, JV. It's April 14th, 2024. We're live and in the flesh. It's Bitcoin halving 2024 week. You got that right. This is a big week. So let's not waste any time. Let's dive right into our market watch. As you can see here, Bitcoin back up at about 65,000 at the time of the live stream. The entire market is back in the green, which we love to see after the bloodshed from the markets yesterday. You even got XRP up 7%, almost back at 50 cents. Solana up 12%, Near up 15%, and Ton up 16%. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, we're sitting at a 2.33 trillion market cap. Yesterday, I think we were at 2.2 trillion when we were live, so we gained a little bit of volume as well. 185 billion in volume for the past 24 hours, and the Bitcoin dominance is at 54.4%, with the Ether dominance at 15.9%. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers for the past 24 hours, we got Wormhole up 33%. We have Tau up 30%, and Celestia up 26%. Below that, Ajax, WIF, and ARB. Now, which alts in particular, crypto fam, are you most bullish on for this bull run? Holla at your boy. I appreciate it. And yeah, let's also check out the crypto bubbles to get a visual perspective on the day. As you can see, virtually yesterday, I'd say 99% of them were in the red. Well, today, 99% are in the green. The only one in the red is Jasmine. And I had to throw that out there because someone yesterday is like, Jasmine's up 2% when everything was down, yesterday. So anyways, that's how the altcoin market works. And checking out on the monthly, we still got overall pretty substantial corrections across the crypto sphere. And checking out the crypto greed and fear index, wow, we're still maintaining greed. I knew we wouldn't be in extreme greed after the dump off yesterday, but still in greed at a 72. Yesterday was a 72, last week a 78, and last month an 83 in extreme greed. And the higher this number goes, the more likely of a pullback or a correction like we just witnessed. And checking out the Bitcoin halving countdown clock, we got 4 days and 19 hours until Bitcoin halving 2024, with the current estimated date scheduled to take place April 19th. Whoa, and I'm going to actually pull up the calendar so I can see what day of the week the 19th is. The 19th is a Friday. So we may have the halving this Friday, or it may be on Stat Stack and Saturday, which I think would be pretty lit, pun intended, on 420. What are your thoughts? Friday, Saturday? When are you anticipating the halving? Clearly, it's not going to take place until we hit block height, 840,000. We're currently at 839,225 as displayed here on the time chain calendar. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, we're getting so close, 760 blocks away. And the current Bitcoin market cap sits at 1.27 trillion, and you can currently trade $1 for 1,554 sats, aka Satoshis. So there you have it, family. Holla at your boy. Yeah. What up, JV and fam? Shout out to Brian Brem. What it do? AI and gaming. Good to hear. Hope all is well. How Kingston, I know mine how many ago was nasty, but my Japanese wife is now amazing. Kudos to your Japanese wife there, Coin Father. 420, please. Send it off the wall. Is this live? Dude 88? Yes. I just read your comment out loud, so that confirms it. Hong Kong is 13 hours ahead of us. They should be open in about 5 hours. Whoa, that's right. Big day. Whoa, big day ahead, family. 5 hours away. Bitcoin ETF approval day, and potentially even the Ethereum ETF approval. We'll be discussing that here in the show. Steven says Friday. Friday's great. Friday works for me. Larry Pedro Gomez from Dothan, Alabama. Good Sunday. JV, happy Sunday, and amen. Welcome to the stream. We preaching today. Thank you, brother. You're very welcome, Dude 88. Appreciate your support. Thanks for tuning into the stream. Welcome, everyone else. Approval with the launch? No, I didn't hear, just to clarify, according to all the rumors we've been covering, from the top analysts, the ETF experts, they're saying they're not anticipating it launching tomorrow. They're anticipating the approval, and then launch could be several weeks later. However, nothing is certain. We don't know. They initially said the same thing with the Bitcoin spot here in the US. They were like, yo, we're going to get the approval. Then it's probably going to take a month to green light, the launch. But we got the approval and the launch on January 11th. It was just like that. Or actually, let me reiterate that. I think it was January 10th we got the approval. Then the following day, on the 11th, we went live. Like that. Let me know if that was accurate. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. So we'll see. 68,000 after the Hong Kong day. Yeah, we'll be back in the 70s before you could snap your fingers. JV, remember those times when you had your recorder making videos? You came a long way, brother. When you had your recorder in your hand. I'm trying to think out loud. I don't know how far back in the time, but yeah, at one point I had even an audio recorder. As a young kid, trying to entertain myself, thinking I'm Howard Stern, and then eventually got myself one of those handheld video cameras from Blockbuster. I forgot what it was called, but it only had one button to hit record, and I started recording videos. This is before I discovered the internet. And lo and behold, now we use webcams, so we don't got to hold any video cameras. Tight snap dog, when moon, so much happening, new ETFs in the works. You already know, old school video cameras. I mean, yeah. Back in the day. So I don't know what time frame you're referencing, but it is true. At some point, I was holding a video camera, recording my own videos, 100%. Snap your fingers to the moon dance. Let's go. Do you see the NBA games? I like basketball, but I'll keep it 100. I haven't watched a full NBA game in like 20, 30 years. I just don't watch basketball. However, I love the highlights. Sometimes on X, I'll see all the highlights. And of course, I'm fascinated with the highlights, but I don't just sit down and watch games. The only sport I sit down and watch is actually the UFC and boxing. Combat sports kind of dominated my life.
Pump, 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 pump it up. Pump, 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 pump.
Yeah, I had to think about it, Jennifer, exactly, because I'm like, what time frame in my life is he referencing, and how does he know too much? 67.5 CME gap, but I don't know, man. I think we might hit 50, 58, 67. Israel situation is getting hot. The only thing you need to cash in crypto is a few base meme coins, which will skyrocket when it hits the masses. Flip cams. Well, here's the challenge. With 500,000, we're going to discuss that in a minute. With 500,000 new Bitcoins being, or not Bitcoins, my apologies, Ishcoins being minted in the past 4 months, how do you select the right meme coin? Hence the gamble, right? For the majority of you, you're going to select coins that just go to zero and get rugged. And then there's going to be a small percentage of you. It's like, yes, I hit my lottery ticket. It went up 10 billion%, and I transformed 10 cents into 10 million, but that's the minority, right? That's not the majority. You know what I mean? Millennials are middle-aged now. What? Gen Xers welcome you with open arms. It's going up forever, Laura. Baseball is my favorite, says Devon. Go the Dodgers. Shout out to the Dodgers. Is it still LA? JV, you are a legend. I appreciate it. I'll take it. Thank you, Devon. I appreciate that. Shout out to all the legends here, because the truth, there's so many more legendary people in the chat than myself. Yes, that's how I feel too. It's going to dump to 58, then bounce to 80 after the halving, 110. From your oldest YouTube videos 5 years ago, upload you recorded in your hand. Oh, selfie like. This is true. Oh, yes, when I first started the channel. So you're a day one. When I first started the channel, the first, I'm going to guess 100 videos was just me in Puerto Rico is when I first moved here. And I was just like taking selfie videos with the camera. In today's news, and it'd be like a 2-minute segment on the top story. And it was it wasn't like a live podcast like now. Old school was me just reading a headline, right? And making multiple videos per day that were like 1 minute long and nobody watching them. This is old school crypto news alerts when we first started. So you are right there, family. And so that wasn't a video camera, but that was just ultimately a phone. So it was me probably driving in my golf cart in our community in Palmas del Mar, right? A golf course, beautiful scenery, you know, it's a beach resort. And then just, hey, pulling out the video camera, shooting videos. That's how we kicked off crypto news alerts back when nobody watched it. So glad to have reinvented it and moved to a live show and created the podcast, because it's night and day difference, wouldn't you say? I would love a 58 flash sale. Wouldn't we all? I think so too, Ford. It is my liquidation at 50. And if anyone wants to reference what I'm referring to, on the channel, click on videos and then oldest, and you can see what we're talking about here. You know what I mean? Because it's all documented here on the channel. Much appreciated. It seems like Sunday Bitcoin pumps up. Damn straight. Just like Christ has risen, Bitcoin has risen too. Just saying. Get ready. Stay up another 8 hours to 12 hours. Opinions on another crash are coming, or are we going up? I like to believe the crash is over, but time will tell. Pre-halving dumps are kind of a normal thing. I always tell you guys, expect extreme volatility leading into the halving and proceeding the halving, a very volatile time. But that's a good thing. We embrace the volatility, because the volatility really equals opportunity. For example, a great time to be stacking sats. That's the silver lining. And also, it's life force. It just means Bitcoin is strong. You know what I mean? There's a lot of motion. Whereas with the US dollar, it's flatline. It's dead. There's no volatility because it's Ponzi scheme at the end of the day, right? Love the fact people think 58 is cheap. Waiting on the 4-hour candle close. Word up. Well, let's get the show a move in. Pump the likes to pump the stream. Greatly appreciated. And shout out to the Rumble fam as well. Appreciate all the support. But let's kick it off we did the market watch. Well, now let's dive into our TA. Check out the charts of what's happening here in the market. So yeah, after staying range bound for a part of the week, Bitcoin plummeted April 12th and the 13th. The fall resulted in Bitcoin or crypto liquidations in general worth about $2.5 billion, with more than short liquidations. The fall has dealt a severe blow to the short-term leveraged long positions that expected the rally to continue leading up and after the Bitcoin halving. Bitcoin's fall has severely affected the alts, as you can see here, with some of the top 20 cryptos falling roughly 20%. But again, this was ultimately yesterday. Today we have, thank God, got back in the green, but nonetheless, we're still below 65. Although Bitcoin's fall has rattled the short-term traders, a positive sign, the price is not even broken below the crucial 60,000 support, which I would deem the line in the sand. So definitely a good sign that we maintain. This suggests the fall is a normal pullback. In a bull case, traders need to remain cautious, but there doesn't seem to be a reason for panic. I agree there. Bitcoin price analysis. Bitcoin has been volatile, but range bound between 60,700 and 73,700 for many days now. This suggests indecision about the next directional move. So let me know, chat. Do you feel Bitcoin is likely to crack more, potentially retesting 60,000 support? Or do you think we just likely climb on up, considering we have a halving in 4 days and diving back into the 70,000 territory, with 74,000 being the all-time high? Let me know. The Bitcoin/USDT pair slipped below the 50-day moving average, which is 66.7 on April 13th, plunging to 60,700. However, the long tail on the candlestick shows the bulls are defending that 60,700 level. Any recovery attempt is likely to face selling at the 20-day exponential moving average, which is 67,800. If the price turns down from this resistance, the bears will again attempt to sink the pair below 60,700, and alternatively, a break below the 20-day EMA will clear the path for a rally to 73,777. Price discovery mode ultimately entering the all-time high. Now, the downsloping EMA 20 and the relative strength index in the negative zone both indicate the bears are in command. The relief rally is likely to face selling at the 20 EMA. If the price turns down from the 20 EMA, the bears will have another go at 60,700. Support, ultimately a retest. If this level cracks, the pair may start a down move to the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement at 54,300. However, on the other hand, a rise above the 20 EMA will be the first sign that the pair may oscillate between 60,700 and 73,700 for some more time. The bulls will have to shove the price above 73.7 to indicate the start of the next leg of the uptrend to 80,000 and then to $84,000. Now for the breaking news. One of the UFC fighters who had a victorious, triumph in his fight. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name right, but Renato Moicano, he says, hey, I want my 300,000 bonus in Bitcoin. He told the big boss that. Ultimately, now they were giving away $300,000 bonuses. That's why he was saying that. So he's ultimately telling Dana White, pay me in Bitcoin. So much respect. There's been other UFC fighters that been very bullish on Bitcoin as well, such as the baddest man on the planet, Francis Ngannou, back when he was actually in the UFC. He's not currently in the UFC, but he was also doing things. He actually was at the Bitcoin conference in Miami as one of the guest speakers, along with Serena Williams, the tennis player, and yada yada yada. I think that was a couple of years back in Miami. I remember seeing him there. But nonetheless, I think more and more athletes are going to demand to be paid in Bitcoin because they understand money, and that's his nickname, Money Moiciano. And he ultimately was actually educating people during his victory speech with Joe Rogan. If you missed it, check it out. He's teaching people about money and ultimately the importance of Bitcoin, but he didn't necessarily speak the word Bitcoin, but he was telling you about the money system and some recommended reads and stuff like that. So respect. I think more and more athletes are going to follow his suit. But anyways, fam, let's check the comments. Welcome everyone joining the stream. There's 500 people here on the tube. We also have a lot of people here on Rumble. Shout out to the Rumble fam. Always appreciate y'all. This is a dual stream. We stream on YouTube and Rumble, just FYI. Corrections are healthy. That is a fact. You know what I mean? I love Money Moiciano. My guy is more American than I am. Love it. That's right. And I think he's from Brazil. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but he gets it. He understands money. Alan Haley, and I hope he's on Joe Rogan. I think that will make for an excellent discussion, him talking about Bitcoin. It's just going to drive more eyeballs on Bitcoin. Bitcoin received more strength after this Iran dip. In the last cycle, we would have collapsed at least 35%. Yeah, Bitcoin does seem more stable and bulletproof. I would agree with that, Steven. Wait about 9 to 12 hours, 17 hours will be incredible, but 9 to 12 will be dramatic. Right on, Jay Ford. On Friday, the margin buyers were forced to sell, topple with the pile party. Those easy to panic people were scarred. The people working for Bitcoin ETFs been buying all weekend. Much respect to Renato Moisiano, UFC. Facts. This is the crash I expected after the halving. We're up from here, all the way up. I love Junior. That's what's up, Devon. Dump is gone. Asia opens soon. I'm really beginning to hate the TA. Right on, Thomas. I understand. TA, aka astrology for men. That's why we call it that. Just FYI.
Pump it up. Pump it up.
Pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You've got to pump it up.
We got to pump it up. What drink today? We're back to the kombucha. This is the Clear Mind with rosemary, mint, sage, and green tea. And yes, it is Bobby approved. Get yourself some of the Brew Doctor. It's pretty good. Good flavor here. Very low in sugar. Total sugar, only 12 grams. Now for kombucha, that's very low. If you don't know, now you know. Just saying.
Look, pump it up if your game went long. When the dip hit,
You just ate like King Kong. Iran wanted cheap biddies, I guess. I'm hating technicals too. Word. Brother, just keep on hodling. The halving is upon us. The ETFs alone are sucking up 9,000 Bitcoin daily. The total amount of the miners are producing is currently only 900, and the halving is going to cut it to 450. Good point. So no to leverage, buy and hodl. Amen. You'll sleep good at night. Pump it up, Devon. Very good beverage. Thank you, Leroy. They sell that at Sprouts. That's what's up. Good to note. It's at Costco as well. Toncoin came out of nowhere. Who's backing it up? Ask Rodrigo. Dirty Jersey in the house. By the dip. Shout out Rick Gomez. Bitcoin hodl. You got that right. Hey, JV, you were stressed yesterday? No, wasn't stressed yesterday. I don't know why you asked that. Appreciate you asking, but I wasn't stressed. But I'll keep it 100. After the YouTube stream, when I started checking my X feed and it was all the war stuff, it definitely put a damper on my energy. I'll keep it 100. I don't like seeing all that stuff. I don't even subscribe to that stuff. But when I open up my X and it's just filled with missiles and war and death and bombing, I'm just like, enough of the propaganda. Not saying it's all propaganda, but the narrative they tell us is 100%. You know what I mean? And I can't even speak about it on the tube. This is heavily censored, unfortunately, for your entertainment. But on Rumble, I speak more freely. But yeah, so I wouldn't say stressed, but maybe I should say disappointed. I was pretty disappointed. What's your opinion of the altcoins this year and your bets? I can care less about the alts this run. I had more vested in alts previous runs. You know what I mean? I had a pretty substantial Ethereum stash and I converted most of that to Bitcoin. Many of my top alts have been converted into Bitcoin for this bull run. So I'm really just go Bitcoin at this point. And that's just me. But anyways, I wish everyone success with their alts. I'm just at a stage of my life. I ain't got time to play games. So you already know. Bartos, you long? Who's not long? My gold is Bitcoin. There is no second best. Exactly. You posted something Streamlabs don't like? Oh, no. That happens, guys. Even when you guys don't post anything wrong, sometimes it's got its own mind. So it's all good. But anyways, fam, yeah, the first victim of the war is the truth. There you go, Jim Junkie. It seems they're just pushing the war narrative, like all the parties, you know, all the politicians, all the congressmen, all the country leaders. Everyone's like, war, we need war. I stand with XYZ. We want war. And I'm just like, no, we effing don't. Like, no, I stand with Bitcoin. I don't stand with the dollar, and I don't stand with tyranny, and I don't stand with killing of innocent people. War is for suckers. You just follow the money. You want the tail of the tape. And I could just leave it at that because we're on the tube. But just follow the money, right? Bitcoin is the truth. Amen to that. Donald Duck says, hey, Empower Network. Donald Duck. Welcome. Good to see you, man. Right, JV. Right on, Joseph. Hello, JV. Shout out, Omar. It's all money laundering, says Don George. Making it more obvious. Bingo.
More than 5 shots in your stack, then get it on. Had the people on my back to get a song.
But speaking of money laundering, I got a jam for that. Shout out to Jamie Dimon.
Bitcoin, etc. You pointed out the only true use case for it is criminals, drug traffickers,
This is the real jammy jam right here. I'm going to show you how JV gets down.
money laundering, tax avoidance, criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance.
You know what I mean? This war's difference is that after some time of the Bitcoin halving, we'll bet on unimaginable price just buy. Yeah, man. Anyways, let's get right into it. Next story of the day, family. Welcome everyone joining the stream. Let's discuss over 500,000 new ish coins minted thus far this year in 4 months. Check this out, yo. More than 500,000 altcoins have already been created between January and April this year, according to crypto data aggregator CoinGecko. Using data from the DEX tracker Gecko Terminal, CoinGecko examined the number of cryptos from December 31st, 2021 to April 11th, 2024. The result shows 2.5 million cryptocurrencies have been launched to date, including transient meme coins and dead projects. Yeah, whatever happened to that BitConnect coin? Wasn't BitConnect like a top 10 coin or top 5 coin at one point? I recall that in 2017. Mind-boggling. Where'd it go? The current number of crypto assets is also 5.7 times more than the 440,000 that existed at the end of 2021. The period between January 1st and April 11th this year saw the rollout of 540,000 new tokens, equivalent to an average of 5,300 new tokens being launched every day thus far this year. In comparison, 2022 recorded 720,000 new tokens, and in 2023, 830,000. So each year we get more and more. So quoting the report, given that this is already more than half of the 0.83 million new tokens launched last year, 2024 is on track to surpass 2023 in the number of new tokens on chain. I'm not surprised, Anyways, CoinGecko says the meme coin season, which returned in late February this year, led to a record high 195,000 new tokens launched in March. That's 1 month. This highlights the frenzy of meme coin activity as opportunistic participants launch derivatives of meme coins or themes that are already popular. That's right. Rinse and repeat. January and February 2024 also saw a large number of new tokens launched in each month, 134,000 and 195,000 respectively. This perhaps suggests that on-chain speculative activity is on the rise regardless of broader rotations into the meme coins. CoinGecko says the future meme coin season may see a greater spike in new crypto assets because of the new tools that make token creation easier and the decreasing costs of on-chain trading. So there you have it, yo. Definitely no shortage of cryptocurrencies to invest in, aka ish coins, but that's the nature of the beast. Let me know your thoughts on that. We'll probably have a few new million coins every year and eventually have hundreds of millions of cryptos, unless Gary Gensler actually did something to truly stop it, in which I don't think he ever will. I think he'll just continue suing the largest projects and exchanges and shaking them down and taking that money to continue to rinse and repeat until eventually the SEC is sued again for the 100th time and they lose again for the 100th time, and Congress actually does something about it and replaces Gensler with maybe someone like Crypto Mom or somebody that is in, favor of crypto, not trying to destroy it and stifle its innovation. But hey, I know I'm preaching to the choir here. How'd you get to the 72,000 subs, man? Congrats. That's how. My impersonations got me to the top. I did a couple Donald Duck impersonations. Bada boom, bada bing. No, just real talk, just hard work, man. Been very consistent, creating content every day for roughly 6 years. You know what I mean? That's it. Secret. It only took me 6 years. So sometimes I'll I'll watch someone brand new in the space blow up 100,000 subs, and I'm just scratching my head because I went through a lot of struggles. To keep it real, I've been shadow banned for years. I've been unjustly terminated under false pretenses, and I've gone through every tribulation you can experience being a YouTube creator. But I'm still here. But yeah, in a perfect world, maybe I would have hundreds of thousands or millions of subs by now. But we're moving, nonetheless. Nothing can stop it. If we ever get unjustly terminated under false pretenses again, then we just focus on Rumble and not decentralized, but uncensored platforms that don't use your beliefs against you, or, you know what I mean, weaponize your truth. For that matter. JV, be real. It was Nipsey. Yeah, it was Nipsey. Yeah, mine only shows 2 likes. Yeah, it is. Sometimes it's like that, yo. Would Scrooge McDuck stack that? Yeah, Scrooge wouldn't be into coins. There's no freaking way. He'd be swimming in a pool of invisible Bitcoin. Maybe Orbeez can replace the Bitcoin metaphorically, so he can still do the diving, you know what I mean? Swimming in the gold vault. JV hired a busy busty assistants last market to boost subscriber busty assistants. Yeah, right. So it's just like I got my own bust, yo. You know what I mean? I could shake my own boobies over here. You know what I mean? I don't need any of that. JV talks facts. Thank you, Devon. We need decentralized YouTube. Agreed. We do, Brandon Clark. Maybe one of the Middle Eastern countries can put enough of their money into Bitcoin to give it a use case or move into a superior coin. What's your example, Tony, of the superior coin? I'm just curious. The grind is when you learn the most. 100%. To me, yeah, exactly. I mean, no argument there. Spot on, Steve. Just bought more. Congrats. Keep stacking the sats. Hit the likes. 522 watching. Only 153 likes, right, Jennifer? Also, I don't see the join button for the membership. You're supposed to see it if you're already subscribed to the channel. I think it replaces the subscribe button with a join button. If you're not already a member, that may be why you don't see it. But the alternative way, just click on show more in the description, and you can click on the membership link that takes you directly there. I think it's members.cryptonewsalerts.net. Doge is King 420 says Yellow Cup. 100,000 by June. Send it, cabs. Give Bitcoin a use case. It has one already. I mean, everyone uses it for a different purpose, but I think the clear use case is a store value, right? I have invested, what is that, 1 million or 100,000 in Dogelon Mars, so I'm not sure if it's worth. Yikes. No comment. Iranian government mines Bitcoin. For real? I also never see the button. Well, you know the alternative way to become a member if you want, right? Not sure what the best coin is. That solves the dilemma. Maybe BSV. Well, you do know your boy just lost the trial, and he was proven in a court of law that he is not Satoshi. So the entire project is based on fraud. So why would you be so bullish on that, or expect anyone else to be bullish on BSV? Just a sincere question. Let me know. If you're on iOS, you got to use a browser, not an app. I can send 1 million overseas for the same cost of a coffee. That's pretty damn good. JV, how much for Bitcoin hodling classes? Free. Classes are free. And just show up on the pod, and I'm going to teach you how to hodl, gang. You know what I mean? Hodl gang. Hey, gang. Hodl gang. Shout out Hodl King. What is your point of view? Bitcoin reaches 120,000 in 2025. I hope you don't mean $120. 120,000, I'm going to assume you mean. I think it's very probable we reach 100,000 this year. Cycle peak, I think it's pretty probable we surpass 120,000. My bear scenario is 220,000, and my bull scenario is or I'm sorry, my bear scenario is 222,000, and my bull scenario is 750,000. So I think we likely land somewhere in between. But let's keep it a moving. I still got a lot to share with y'all. So let's discuss these liquidations in the market. Bitcoin's normal drop leads to 256 million of longs liquidated. That's right. Let's just dive right into it here. Quoting analyst Benjamin Cohen, chaos is good for Bitcoin. Actually, that's something Michael Saylor declared. Shout out to Saylor. Meanwhile, synonymous trader Rec Capital believes the price of Bitcoin will resume its uptrend, although not before experiencing a short-term pain. Quoting him here, Bitcoin will retrace deep enough to convince you that the bull market is over. April 13th, Bitcoin's price plummeted. As we know, we just discovered 60,900-ish before finding support, but we're back at roughly 65,000 at the time of this recording. But according to CoinGlass, we had 256 million of long positions and 62 million from short positions liquidated. Traders seem to be bracing for further downside, and if Bitcoin's price were to revert to the price level of 67,000 just 24 hours ago, short positions totaling 1 billion would face liquidation. Good Lord. And although the entire crypto market experienced widespread pain as 945 million was liquidated from 253,000 traders, let me know if you were one of the 253,000 traders over the last 24 hours. Now, we just shared the Crypto Greed and Fear Index just went back down to greed to 72, as I shared earlier. The global crypto market cap has also taken an 8% hit, dropping down to 2.2 trillion. Now, meanwhile, demand from permanent hodlers has exceeded the market supply of the new Bitcoin for the first time, according to data shared by Crypto Quant. This indicates that the amount of the new Bitcoin produced by mining is insufficient to meet the crypto investors' demands, and the scarcity will only grow further after the Bitcoin halving scheduled to take place potentially this Friday or Saturday on 420. Holla at your boy. Let's check some more of the comments. Holla. Be sure to pump the likes to pump the stream. It's much appreciated. Yes, this is live and in the flesh. Share a comment and I'll read it out loud. I try to read everyone's comments. 5759 NFA DDDYOR. Bitcoin Cash didn't die. It'll pump like the rest of the coins. Well, earlier you referenced Satoshi Vision, which is not Bitcoin Cash. Both forks of Bitcoin, clearly, and both enemies of Bitcoin, clearly. You had Craig Wright and Roger Ver plotting against Bitcoin. Plotting like Bin Laden over here, you know what I mean? Yo, what up? When Blastoff asked Little Germ. Let's ask Little Bubble.
Best broke, have a talk, we smoked them like a bomb. Oh yeah, we heard Kramer report that.
Thank you, Kramer. We inverse that.
He said, we bought more bags till we got a sword back. Can't short your dork, we can't afford that.
You know what I mean? I remember hanging in that 57 level in 2021. Exactly, yo. Deja vu, Menendez. Deja vu. Y'all must have forgot. But being we're at the 60G level.
60 G's, baby!
Good question. Is there a second best?
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best.
I'm not saying I'm number one. I'm sorry, I lied. I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Boom, shakalaka. I bought the dip. Close. Look, Nipsey dances, and he can't even hear the song. It's only in my headphones, dog. The cap is fire. Thank you, family. What do you think about Flux? I've never heard of it. But one thing's for sure, the price will continue to flux in the crypto market. HODL Bitcoin, we needed that flush, the bottom's in. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a humbling, Bitcoin humbling all the Ishcoins projects with no real utility, a lot of those meme things. And you're going to see the Bitcoin dominance likely continue to grow post-halving here and leading into the halving, in my opinion. What's your prediction of, is that Digibyte, DGB? I think in my first year in crypto, I may have held some. I haven't been following it, so I don't know what's going on with that one. But initially, I was very bullish on it 5 years ago. It's been kind of quiet, so I don't know what's going on over there, to be honest. Can you tell Laura how long it's going up? Yeah, let's see if Laura's available first and foremost.
There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? The point is, if you have the superior asset, it's going up forever, Laura.
There you go. Nippinator indicator. Yeah, man. I mean, look at that. You got the cute little indicator. It means stay tight, hodl. You know what I mean? BTF, that's more of a BTFD signal when you got the two paws like the rabbit. You know what I mean? That's like BTFD, look at me, I'm cute. And then eventually he'll be like, this is when you go all in. He'll stretch out. He'll look at the camera, open his eyes. You know what I mean? That's when you go ham. I think the Ishcoin halving will fall on my birthday. Your birthday, 420, or what day exactly? A week from now? A week from now. Oh, on the 21st. That'd be Sunday, eh? Someone has to know of a block tracker somewhere to see how close it is. Yeah, we covered it earlier in the show in the Market Watch. Check out time. Well, you can check out the time chain calendar. I think .com. And the other resource I use, I forget, but you can just Google it. Exactly. Utility. Bitcoin Cash is not what we're talking about. There you go, Matt. Are you getting paid to say this? Your waste of time. Who are you referring to? First of all, David Hart, I don't know if you're referring to me or someone, one of the 500 people in the chat. So let me know what you mean. And by any means, if you feel I'm wasting your time as the host, you know what to do. It's a drop and it's a gap. You know what I mean? Coin market cap shows a gap. Word up, word up. But anyways, keep the comments flowing. I appreciate it. But let's dive into the latest from Rich Dad Robert Kiyosaki. He says, or he explains why he won't buy the Bitcoin ETF. I'm curious if any of you have any exposure currently to it. Let me know. He wrote on X, a question was asked, will you buy the Bitcoin ETF? And then he answered his own question. Oh, ain't that great when you could ask yourself the question? I love it. No, just as I own gold and silver coins and mines and own apartment houses, I do not own gold or silver ETFs or REITs, real estate ETFs. Now, I can explain why he says that, because he doesn't trust the government. So why would he store his wealth in an ETF, which can easily be confiscated at any time by the government if they truly wanted to take it from him? And that's all you need to know. Self-custodied Bitcoin is unconfiscatable. You know what I mean? Quoting him here. ETFs are best for people and institutions. Personally, I am an entrepreneur and I prefer to stay away from Wall Street's financial products as possible, he added. Packaging my own financial products is best for me because packaging my own securities requires me to be smarter than most ETF buyers. It is what is best for me. And if I effed up, I have no one to blame but me. The more important question is, what's best for you? And shout out to Steve Kingston. I appreciate you joining as a member of the HODL Gang. Despite his current stance against spot Bitcoin ETFs, Rich Dad previously advocated for them as an alternative for investors hesitant to buy actual Bitcoin. And recently we had O'Leary, aka Mr. Not So Wonderful, also reiterated his view that he will not buy a spot Bitcoin ETF. Quoting him here, I would never do that. Why would I pay the fees? There is no added value to an ETF. I just own the coin directly, he emphasized. Now, I typically don't agree with Mr. Not So Wonderful, but for this sentiment, I agree 100%. I mean, there's nothing greater than owning your own private keys, not your coins, meaning not your keys, not your cheese, fool. Now, Rich Dad calls himself a Bitcoin bull. He revealed this week that he believes the Bitcoin price will reach 2.3 million, which we covered here on the pod, citing a prediction by ARK Investors' Kathy Wood. And last week, he responded to a prediction by economist Harry Dent, stating the price of Bitcoin can crash to $200. Now, I don't know why he would even say that, but anyways, if Bitcoin drops to $200 per coin, I will buy as many coins as I can, he affirmed. Now, I'll reiterate, if Bitcoin dropped to 20,000 per coin, I'd like to believe all the smart money people like Rich Dad would buy as much as he could. So 200 is just like a crazy exaggeration, maybe to make a point that if it does go down, I'm just going to buy it all up. So be it. Anyways, the renowned author has also intensified his advice for investors to ditch the US dollar and buy Bitcoin alongside gold and silver. He views Bitcoin as the perfect asset at the right time while calling the US dollar a giant Ponzi scheme, in which it is. Kudos to that. Now, earlier, Kiyosaki predicted that the price of Bitcoin would hit 100,000 by September. Let me know if you agree. Emphasizing the importance of the Bitcoin halving, and also stated Bitcoin is headed to $300,000 per coin. Now, isn't that a little crazy of a contrast? If it goes to $200, I'm buying all I can. I expect Bitcoin to hit 100,000 by September and 300,000 by the end of the year. So, yeah, you already know. Let me know your thoughts on Rich Dad's perspective. Now, I agree with most of everything that Kiyosaki has to say, only I'm not into the precious metals. Precious metals are manipulated. He's been a long time precious metal advocate, as we all know. Way back from when I first learned about Kiyosaki as a young man, like 25, 30 years ago, he's been pushing precious metals. And if cryptocurrency, such as Bitcoin, was non-existent, I'd understand. And I would agree with a lot of his logic because you don't trust the Fed, buck the Fed. You know what I mean? You don't trust the tulip bulb fiat money monopoly scheme. You know what I mean? And I don't blame him. But at the end of the day, comparing Bitcoin to precious metals, I think it's crazy. I'd rather be all in on Bitcoin, but then you get the argument, don't you want to diversify your assets? No, I don't want to diversify with assets that can be confiscated from me. That's just me. That's JV. That's why I rep the B. You already know. Barry BTC, Gesling, he. I don't even know what that means. Barry BTC, Gesling, he. It rhymes. Kiyosaki equal rich dad. Schiff equals stupid dad. They should make a remake. Rich dad, stupid dad. Buck the Fed, hashtag. There we go. Tulip bulbs were from the 1600s. And I love comparing the dollar to it because it's spot on. It's going to zero. No way. 100,000 the first week of May, says Bina. Welcome, Bina. The great pension Ponzi scheme. Bitcoin should be your pension for the future. Ryder says gold and silver is now worth as much as a paper weight. Zachar Jorn. Word. Salam family. Welcome, Muhammad. 32,000 Bitcoin in play. Anything's possible, right? Anything's possible. Dollar cost averaging only up with Bitcoin. That's what's up. Smart way to do it. That's what the Giga Chad Michael Saylor does. That's what a lot of the smart money does. Continue to dollar cost average. You know what I mean?
Wait for the pump to come, we should have bought that. Yeah. Crypto to zero, they really thought that. Again,
let's go. You could call me 3AC because we blowing it up. But anyways, fam, next story of the day. Let's discuss the ETFs coming out of China. This is big news because it's only a few hours away. We could get that green light. So let's break it down. Bitcoin and Ether spot ETFs are set to receive the final approvals in Hong Kong as early as Monday, which is already today. In Hong Kong, you know what I mean? According to a recent Matrix report, these investment products could unlock up to $25 billion in demand from Chinese investors through the Southbound Stock Connect program. However, latest revelations and clarifications from several issuers found Matrix Port's report to be false. Oh no. So in a recent post on X, crypto journalist Colin Wu revealed the southbound funds from mainland China are not allowed to invest in crypto ETFs listed in Hong Kong. That would mean all of the money inside of the mainland could not go into the Hong Kong ETF. This contradicts previous reports forecasting substantial capital inflows from mainland Chinese investors into the investment vehicles. Now, Singapore-based crypto services provider Matrix Port shared the following in their report. A likely approval of Hong Kong-listed Bitcoin spot ETFs could attract several $1 billion of capital as mainland investors take advantage of the Southbound Connect program, which facilitates up to 500 billion renminbi, which is roughly 70 billion USD per year in transactions. Typically, the Southbound Stock Connect enables qualified mainland China investors to access eligible Hong Kong listed shares. However, this does not include crypto investment products such as the spot Bitcoin ETF and Ethereum exchange traded funds, as outlined here from Wu Blockchain. So this restriction is due to the mainland China's strict measures and regulations on the use of cryptos and investments in crypto products, while mainland China maintain its conservative stance on digital assets. Hong Kong continued to position itself as a pivotal hub in the Asian crypto market. And as reported, Hong Kong Securities and Futures Commission, the SFC, is now in the final stages of approving and trading of Bitcoin and Ether ETFs in the special administrative region. The rollout of these products was expected to pull significant fresh capital, not only from Hong Kongers, but also from mainland China. For example, money out of Shanghai, which I believe is the financial capital in mainland China, places like Beijing, and the list goes on. The launch of similar Bitcoin ETFs in the US earlier in January painted a positive picture of significant capital inflows, which continues crushing it. In fact, the success of these investment vehicles has been associated with the current bullishness of Bitcoin, the largest crypto by market cap, However, the latest clarification from ETF issuers sparked the need for a reassessment of the market expectations from the launch of these crypto investment products in Hong Kong. Investors anticipating significant market participation might want to reevaluate their positions. Well, here's the big picture. We don't know. So we'll soon find out. Was it just a rumor that mainland China could also, be a big investor in all of this? Or do you think it is exclusive for money out of Hong Kong, which would be way more limited? I'd love to know your thoughts. And do you think investors in other countries in Asia, such as what are some of the big ones? Malaysia, Singapore, they got a lot of money, right? Could they, or maybe even Japan, are they able to invest in the Hong Kong ETF? These are questions I guess we need to find out. So who knows? We'll soon find out, and I'll keep you posted. Hopefully we get big news tomorrow and it pumps the market. But you never know. We'll soon find out. Black swans are everywhere, says Doggle Trump. No ETF, says Robert Ruff. So do you think it won't get the approval in Hong Kong? Let me know. They'll find a way to invest in those ETFs. Yeah, where there's a will, there's a way, Jennifer. They know how to get around the system, especially if they are investors. Facts. Good point. No ETF. And of course, it's the more affluent that are going to be the investors, and the smart money are smart people. 5 minutes to bong hit time. Let's go, Joe. 25 billion is a lot. Am I right? I could buy a couple of Lambos and a couple of Bugattis. You know what I mean? Confucius love Bitcoin. Chinese will either buy gold or Bitcoin for crypto. Okinawa is going to buy big. That's in Japan, right? The island for the famous Okinawa martial arts. When will the news come out? Officially, more than likely tomorrow. If the rumors were all true and they greenlight something, we'll have more of the details specifically. How do you feel about the textbook triple top on the daily? I feel a reversal has started. Good question. I honestly am bullish. I don't really care about the TA so much. I just know supply and demand, and Bitcoin halving in roughly 5 days. Bullish. And that's it. Everything else is out the window, meaning I feel supply and demand and the halving and the cycles trump all the TA and technicals. Am I crazy for thinking that? But I'm kind of a big picture guy, so I don't get too caught up in the finite details, though we do cover them here on the show. Chickadee China, the Chinese ETF. Chickadee China. Let's go, Adam. Let's go, Devon. And shout out Sean Bryant. Thanks for the sub. After all the trade deals the U.S. made with Vietnam, they need to make Bitcoin their currency. Tell them. Plan B fam. That's right. Shout out Plan B. He's predicting a 500,000 biddy. Send it in 5 million by 2032. Will just subscribe. Thank you, Will. Respect. Shout out to the 900 people here in the chat. Respect. And shout out to the people over on Rumble as well. Respect. 3.7 hours until Hong Kong opens. Whoa. Like, whoa. After the trade deals, and I fear the toxic derivatives of the monetized. Thoughts? It's a good question, multi-stacker. When is Bitcoin's exact date? I think the official launch date of the Genesis block was January 3rd of 2009. Hence, Samson Mao founded a company called Jan3 out of respect for the initial launch date of Bitcoin. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's my understanding of it. I don't know if that was really your question. I'm just guessing based upon what I could read. My first time here. How you doing? Golden Eagle. Welcome, family. Golden Eagle, Desert Eagle, whatever it takes. Welcome for all the new subs. I appreciate it. If you're just joining the channel, important to subscribe. This is the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. We live it in the flesh each and every day. This is how we get down. Respect the biddies. Murky says, respect back. There you go. You show respect, you receive respect. That's how it works. Yellow cup candles. Welcome, family. Welcome, everyone joining the stream.
Call me 3AC cause I'm blowing it up. Short squeeze, more please, yeah, it's going to pump. They drop FUD, but it's still not slowing it up. I can't wait till the Fed starts showing us love.
Boom. 4 more Bitcoin days. 4 more days to the halving. Is it going up or down? Anybody can predict? Of course. Flip a coin. Heads or tails. What you drinking? The Brew Doctor. So I can have a clear mind. You know what I mean? A little rosemary, a little mint, a little sage, and a little green tea. Action Jackson satisfaction as we're stacking sats. Action pack, kid. Let's go, biddies. Chris John, what up? Iran owes me a ton of money. Oy. Devon, let's go. Pump it up. Nipsey's back, so you know what time it is. Now let's dive into our featured story of the day, discuss this $1 million Bitcoin price prediction. And Abu Dhabi, the UAE, is that Mr. 100? Well, according to Max Keiser, it is. So let's break this down. First and foremost, note they just bought another 400 Bitcoin today. That's right, Mr. 100. Check out the balances, receipts. Don't lie. They've been going ham stacking these sats. Look how much Bitcoin they currently have. Good Lord. Does that say 59,419 Bitcoin? It does. And it's mind-boggling at the rate they're continuing to accumulate. Hence, it started off 100 a day. Now they're buying as much as 400 per day. We've even seen days that are stacking even more Bitcoin. Look, 100. Another 103, 105, 101, 106, 101, 101. They just keep stacking them biddies. So the question becomes, who is it? Speculation, it could be Abu Dhabi, which is the capital city in the UAE. Well, according to Max, this was back on April 10th. Here we go. It showed you they now own 59,000 Bitcoin. And then initially, Max posted the flag of Qatar because there's a lot of speculation of Qatar buying some biddies right now or transferring their sovereign wealth fund into Bitcoin. And so Max just got some new intel. Abu Dhabi is now the top contender, which ultimately means, the way I translate it, that it's most likely, according to his intel and insiders, that it's Abu Dhabi purchasing all this Bitcoin. If not Abu Dhabi, then it's likely to be Qatar. What are your thoughts on that, family? Do let me know. Also, more recently, March 8th, Max tweeted, got 411,000 views. The speculative attack is just getting started. Michael Saylor, Bukele, and the Saudis are all in. 220,000 in play, and so is 1 million per biddy. And he was actually also quoting this article from Forbes, flashing red warning: 33 trillion US death spiral could suddenly trigger a Bitcoin price vicious cycle, which this headline reads. I'm going to get into that story and some of Max's more predictions, but I want to share a couple of more tweets before we dive that in. He also tweeted off the back of this news, which was all the way back December 7, 2023, Iran's president arrives in Moscow, Russia to meet Putin, just one day after Russian leader met Saudi leader MBS. Max retweeted and wrote, Russia, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and Iran will start doing deals in Bitcoin. Qatar knows this and is pulling the trigger on a huge Bitcoin buy for their sovereign wealth fund. Now, if you've watched some of my previous episodes from a few months back, I was the one breaking the news that there's a sovereign wealth fund allegedly in Qatar that holds roughly $500 billion, which means what is that, 500 billion? Now, this was according to Max, and I've been covering this news because he says he heard that they're looking to convert it all into Bitcoin, which kind of sparked all of this excitement in the market from that region. And also there was breaking news back in December of 2023. The world's largest oil company, Saudi Aramco, partners with Japanese finance giant SBI Holdings to explore investing in digital assets. Now, he wrote, translation, this is what Max wrote, the KSA, which means the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and Qatar, are about to drop $1 trillion into Bitcoin. I repeat, $1 trillion into biddies. So let me know your thoughts on some of that. And do you feel this Mr. 100 can likely be Saudi Arabia, or, Abu Dhabi or Qatar? I want to know your thoughts. Or do you even think it's not a nation state? The rumor has it it's an undisclosed nation state. Also want to point out that Edward Snowden, the whistleblower, a few weeks ago, which I also covered on the pod, he made a tweet saying that there is a nation secretly purchasing Bitcoin behind the scenes, and they will make the announcement later this year, which leads me to believe maybe Mr. 100 truly is one of these undisclosed nation states. But I want to know your thoughts because there's also speculation. It could be Jeff Bezos, Mark, what is his name? Zuckerberg, whatever his name is, the Facebook guy. So I want to know your thoughts on that. But let's get more into the flesh with what Max Keiser had to share that is quoted here in this particular article. I'm going to get right into the Max Keiser stuff. Here we go. Raising rates won't stop inflation. It'll stoke higher inflation, says Max. The vicious circle is unrelenting. We have entered a debt spiral, he said, adding he expects everything to go to zero against Bitcoin. 10-2 update. The Bitcoin price skyrocketed higher as traders cheer a deal to avert a U.S. government shutdown, driving the wider Ethereum price and crypto market higher. Crypto has a spring in its step at the start of the month, which has already been given the moniker October, head of money and markets at the brokerage Hargreaves Lansdowne said. So this is some person named Susaneth Streeter. Speculating is swirling that speculation. Given past performance, there would be a positive few weeks ahead of us for coins and tokens, yada, yada, yada. And then we had Jamie Dimon saying prepare for a worst case Fed scenario and yada, yada, yada. But anyways, long story short, I want to know your thoughts with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Abu Dhabi getting into Bitcoin, along with potentially Iran, Russia. Holla, and let me know who you think this Mr. 100 is in the chat. I'm going to read all of your comments out loud. Now, I think many of these nations may potentially be purchasing Bitcoin right now. Why is that? Because the time it is pre-halving, and number two, nobody wants to be last, right? Everyone wants to kind of front run one another. Just like when BlackRock launched their ETF, there were, 9 or 10 other ETF issuers at the same time. When Hong Kong launches their ETF, it's not going to be just one player. It could be 4, 5, or more. We don't know yet. We'll soon find out, because this is what we call the game theory. And now we have Bitcoin ETFs about to be launched from other countries such as Hong Kong, El Salvador. I even heard Australia. So this is it. Competition is a beautiful thing, and the way that works, they make it very competitive because they all are competing for that same slice of the pie. For example, all the major asset managers right now, they're all lowering their rates and giving special premiums. Shout out to the Golden Eagle. Appreciate the sub. Because, for example, they did something like 0 fees until we reach so many billions of dollars. And Grayscale, GBTC, said we're going to put the highest price at 1.5%. Like an annual fee to manage your funds. And then ARK and, IBIT, BlackRock, they're like, we can do 0.2% or 0.15%. So this is the game theory playing out, because they're all competing for that same slice of the pie. And now we have nation states fighting for that slice of the pie, but they're doing it discreet, because if they made a big announcement, just think of that. What are the ramifications from announcing, hey, we're planning on buying, $100 billion worth of Bitcoin? Bitcoin would just skyrocket off of the news. So there is a lot of speculation. There's a lot of words behind the scenes and a lot of talk, and that's what's probably playing out right now. But for all we know, there could be a multitude of countries all competing to buy Bitcoin and just haven't announced it yet. And they're trying to get these biddies at the cheapest price they possibly can. Now, what if you're a country and you own no Bitcoin, and Bitcoin continues to do what it does best, go up, numbers go up, every halving drastically, right? And Bitcoin continues averaging 200% per year, even in the bear years, right? Then they're going to get left behind. Like the U.S. government, don't get it twisted. They own a lot of Bitcoin, right? More indirectly through confiscation and criminals hacking the exchanges and them confiscating it from the criminals, and all this kind of stuff. Like Silk Road would be an example, the Silk Road hack, and other hacks, Ponzi schemes and such like that. But the bigger picture I'm looking at is there's such a very limited supply of biddies in the market right now, and it's about to get even scarcer. We're about to go from 900 Bitcoin being issued per day to 450. And when you have massive demand from the ETFs alone, only the ETF institutional FOMO is going to make Bitcoin run out on the exchanges more than likely within the next year. And that's according to Crypto Quant, top crypto analytics platform. We've already had the demand shock via the Bitcoin ETFs. We witnessed that this year in the past 90 days. Do you know BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, already holds 270,000 Bitcoins? And they accomplished that in 3 months. Then we have Fidelity, a $4.5 trillion asset manager. You have Vanguard. And now you're thinking, but Vanguard, they're anti-Bitcoin. They won't allow their customers to touch it. It's against their ethos. Well, guess what? The CEO is stepping down. And at the same time, guess who is the #1 primary shareholder of MicroStrategy, which was the first publicly traded company to put the biddies on the balance sheet, right? Founded by Saylor. It's Vanguard. Number 1, shareholder in MicroStrategy, Vanguard. Number 2, BlackRock. They have their hands in everything. So don't get it twisted. And why do I bring that up? Because I personally feel all of the smart countries right now are accumulating Bitcoin, if not directly, then indirectly. Indirect methods through maybe stocks, you know what I mean? Bitcoin mining stocks, MicroStrategy, just like Vanguard has indirect exposure to Bitcoin, right? There's so many ways. Mining, places like Country, creating a Bitcoin mining hub in Ethiopia. You know, are your eyes open? So you already know it's playing out in real time. So things are about to get very lit. As you know, this week, we're likely to have the Bitcoin halving at block. You know what I mean? As we shared earlier, what is it? 840,000 or whatever it is. Shout out to DJN. I appreciate you subscribing to the #1 Daily Bitcoin Pod. But I want to know your thoughts. First and foremost, who is this Mr. 100? Is it a nation secretly buying biddies? And if so, could it be Qatar? Could it be Abu Dhabi? Or could it be a country we don't even, not even on our radar? I want to know your thoughts. And what are your thoughts about Bitcoin smashing 220,000 and hitting $1 million per coin? When do you feel that is likely, right? Do you think it'll happen potentially this cycle like Samson Mao believes? Do you think it can happen by next cycle, the 2028 Bitcoin halving, which is the halving preceding 2024 halving next week? And also, I got to point one more thing out. What makes this particular cycle so much different, besides the institutional FOMO, which is obvious, is Bitcoin for the first time in history surpassed the previous all-time high pre-halving, right? For the first time. 3 previous cycles, we always broke the previous all-time high post-halving. We've already broken it. Could it be a super cycle? Is this what hyper-Bitcoinization looks like? What would happen if the dollar truly hyperinflated through infinity, like what's happening with the Brazil real or the Argentine peso or in these other countries around the world? I want to know your thoughts, because clearly Bitcoin is a hedge against deflation. It's a hedge against inflation. It's an insurance policy. It's a flight to safety. It's a flight to quality. It's incorruptible, it's unconfiscatable, it's un-F-wittable, and it's something you should be stacking, especially considering we're going to have a CBDC rollout. Let's not forget the plans from the powers that be, the money creators, the money gods. They're planning on making a cashless society. I know that's no secret. Not many people even using cash already as it is. I mean, can I get an amen? Everyone uses digital forms of cash, you know, credit cards, debit cards, etc. Not many people even use coins anymore. Well, they're looking to get rid of the dollar altogether and usher in a central bank digital currency. That's the plan from the central bankers and the elite that control the world and control the money. Those who print the money control the world. I know I'm preaching to the choir, but here we go. Bitcoin is the antidote to those CBDCs. CBDCs is programmable money. What can go wrong if the central bankers and the state program our money with an expiration date? What if it was attached to a social credit score, right? Talk about how fast things can go south, right? What if you didn't spend your fiat CBDC, which is digital fiat, digital tulip bulb monopoly money? What if you didn't spend it within a year? Right? Then it expires. And now no one is incentivized to save. Nobody wants to save because saving equals poor. What did Michael Saylor once say? Those who use fiat currency as a store of value. What do we call them, folks? Let me know in the live chat. This one's for y'all.
But like most of the people who are buying assets at some point want to sell the assets at a profit.
Not on this channel, dog. Just saying.
People that use fiat currency
as a store of value and gold. I'm going to throw gold in there.
As a store of value, we call them poor. We call them poor.
I mean, after all, they say gold is the poor man's Bitcoin. Sorry, Peter Shifty.
People that use.
And shout out to everyone in the live chat. Welcome to the Q&A segment of the show. Appreciate y'all. Pump the likes to pump the stream. Let me know if you enjoyed today's rants, today's content, today's news, today's thoughts. I respect your opinion. Let me know.
Fiat currency. We call them poor. We call them poor.
I'm going to read as many comments as I can. Over 25 billion went in 3 months. Wasn't that supposed to bring us 150,000? Grayscale is freaking the anchor. I mean, Grayscale definitely is the anchor, selling hundreds of thousands of biddies. That's for sure. They don't know. They don't want them off me so early. I wonder what the liquid Bitcoin amount is on Coinbase. Weren't they low supply not too long ago? Yeah. Last I got a figure from all the exchanges, it was like 2.2 million. It may be closer to 2 million now. I don't know. I haven't checked in a few weeks, but 2 million Bitcoin will get gobbled up very fast here in the next year, according to CryptoQuant. So there is no second best. Thank you, family. Yep. No matter the price on a given day, they want your biddies. Tell them 2 for 1. Yes, it's Bitcoin to the moon. Plus the price runs higher, less and less. It gets to purchase the dollar, says on Matrix. The Brazil real is overinflated. Well, I think they witnessed hyperinflation. Correct me if I'm wrong. Erkan, thank you for the sub, family. Poor, that's right. That's what we call them. Bitcoin has no resistance above 74,000. Go anywhere. Tell them JV is on a roll. Is there vodka in that kombucha? Yeah, cool. And when that happens, Bitcoin will be a CBDC somewhere and XRP will be the king. I don't think it'll be programmable money. It'll be existing blockchain like Stellar. Thanks for sharing your opinion, Tony. They poo. Something about the pumping, you already know. What up, Renee? Man, I wish I had a biddy. Working on it. Thank you for the news and updates. You're welcome. Data aware. I love finding gold when I metal detect. I keep my gold, silver, and Bitcoin and trade the equities. Right on. Great job today, sir. Thank you, Yellow Cup. Just playing my part. If the house you are buying only accepts fiat, you sell for fiat. Don't be silly. Maybe rich folks don't sell. You got to sell when you got to sell. Everyone is different. Never sell. All, says Joe. The Vatican is purchasing biddies. For real. That's the new nation. I am a coming, says Bitcoin not having. There's vodka in my kombucha. Oh no. It's Jack and the previous owner of X. Could be. We don't know, man. Could be Diddy. Just saying. We don't know. I think it's an Arab country, says May 5 star. Very likely. I mean, that's what Max says. Max is an insider. Also, let's not forget, I didn't even share it in today's contents, but Bukele met with the Saudis, shook hands, congratulated them, made a video of it. You saw the Qatar airplane. This is all documented. So yeah, they're definitely doing some form of business. And if Max says this is happening, I lean towards what he says because he's the high priest for a reason, and Bukele's right-hand, Bitcoin advisor for El Salvador. Hodl and Stack, tell him Jay Ford. Jamie Dimon is Mr. 100. Maybe it's a collective. It could be Jamie Dimon, Kramer, Pocahontas, all the enemies of Bitcoin. That's funny. If Grayscale told customers their new gains would be charged at BlackRock's price, no one would sell, and they'd keep their customers. Yes, always say price as if the cash is superior to the biddies. Sell, sell, sell. The halving is near. The halving is near. There is no second best. Hong Kong ETF and the halving are all that matters this week outside of the course. JV, say Hong Kong. Hong Kong. Hits from the hopium bong. Should I buy another 100 biddies today? Yes, you should, Mr. 100. Could it be Russia? Could it be Putin? Could it be Andrew Tate? Dope channel, man. I'll be watching. Let's all win. The future is now. Let's go, GOAT. Hodl, 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 hodl. Hong Kong. Hopium bong. Rehydrate while getting the buzz. We stacking them up. I feel like a pirate today, and I'm going to pour a Captain Morgan and Coke. You got to do what you got to do, Joe. Bubble says, buy the dip. Buy that mother freaking dip. Yes. I heard that track. The new little Bubble. I'll have to download that. The Buy the Dip track's hilarious. Mr. T and the A team is Mr. 100. There you go. Yeah, don't be drinking Gatorade. That's definitely not good for you. And don't drink Prime while you're at it. Is Peter Schiff JV? Yeah, Peter Schiff wishes. You know what I mean? Whoever it is, they already have 59,000 Bitcoin. So I don't think that's going to be an individual. More than likely a nation, in my opinion. People like Peter Schiff are not that wealthy, guys. Can someone run the math? How much is that worth in today's 63.5? Can someone run that? 63,500 times 59,000. Let's see how many billions that is.
About as long as a piece of string. Closing fast for you do your ass. Come on, lose your cash cause it's moving fast.
Every corrupt shall walk the plank. It's Miss Warren. She wishes. Don't get me wrong. These folks you're mentioning are rich, but they're not that rich. William Shatner's Mr. 100. Bitcoin is better than the bank. Yeah, banks suck. Buck the Fed, buck the banks, and buck them all with the B, right? We buck them. Buck the buckaroos while you're at it. Doug, I appreciate the sub. Thank you for that. Respect.
Do your thing, let me do my thing. Tell BlackRock, pump it up.
Please tell BlackRock, pump it up. Only drink the good. What's the good one? Is that the Grey Goose? Get loose with a bottle of goose. Hey. 59,000 times 6,900 equals 407 million. Is that what I asked, though? I think we need to do 59,000 times 63,500. So I don't know what the 6,900 is, but that's why we didn't get the answer I'm looking for. So what I'm trying to do is multiply today's Bitcoin price of 63.5 by their Bitcoin holdings of Mr. 100, which is 59,000. There you go. Thank you, Jennifer. It's almost $4 billion. That's not peanuts, clearly. But it could be Jennifer. We don't know at this point. I don't know if it's K-Jam or Jennifer. Bitcoin buy at 50,000. I hope you're right, Dylan. I mean, a great time to stack up on a huge discount. I just don't see it. I think 60 holds. We'll see, though. Kraken had technical problems for 24 hours, but they fixed the glitch. 4 billies, baby. Yeah, just a light 4 billion, I mean. No water, dry fat. It could be Max Keiser. The screen scrambled like an egg for 7 seconds. No JB. F the French. Got lots of disrespect in France with my USA passport. You know what, K-Jam? I don't like to talk down upon nations or, people. But I had a similar experience when I went to France. They're the most unkind, disrespectful people compared to every other country I've ever been to. I've been to like 40 countries, and I did the whole Euro tour, did like a 4-week European vacation from Italy to Switzerland to France, in Paris specifically. And probably the rudest, unpleasant people I've been around. Food sucked. The highlight was the Eiffel Tower, but for Christ's sake, you can watch a video of it. I'll save you the time and money. However, women love it because they say it's so romantical. Quoting the Little Rascals. It's so romantical. I disagree. But anyways, teach their own. JV, you're not supposed to tell. Oh, yeah. Snakes. 4 billion. That's left pocket in the trousers of Jeff. We're even speaking Polish, says KJ. Jack says he maxes out his Bitcoin buying every day. Oh, word? Jack Maulers is that? They do not like Americans. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Mr. 100 equals the World Economic Forum. Boom. They do not. Yeah, we don't know. The love was awesome. Mona Lisa. The Louvre. Oh, the Louvre. I don't think countries will go completely cashless. If country says adopts Litecoin, it would run alongside, but they'd also take a ton of their currency out of the circulation. Yeah, I don't see countries adopting Litecoin there, buddy. But hey, anything's possible. Exactly, JV. Parasons are horrible. I don't know what parasons are. Oh, Parisians, like from Paris. I never heard the term. The nicest people live in northern Maine. Well, I'll say this. In Italy, they were extremely kind. We were traveling with our little one. She was 4 at the time, and you couldn't walk by an Italian person without smiling at our daughter or having to want to touch and pinch her cheeks and just obsessed with the beauty of her. What was interesting, and this was most countries, because I have a very beautiful daughter. When we went to France, they wouldn't even acknowledge she exists or look at her. And it was polar opposite from all the other countries. Like, oh my God, she's so beautiful. And they're just like, oh yeah. And people happy. And then in France, it's just like, I'm like, interesting country. But hey, who am I to judge? Just not my cup of tea, I guess. Yeah. Our Euro pass didn't cover Belgium, and they said to drop off at night. The next train stop will pay for the USD. It's freedom. May 5-star. Bitcoin is freedom. I got kicked out of a restaurant in Paris just for being American. You for real? Guido, what's going on? I would love to go to Italy. Italy is lit. I'm going to go back to Italy. That's my word. Italy is pretty lit. Great place to go. I will never go back to Paris. I went, or I want to remember it when I left in 85. Oh, word. Are you from there? I know you now live, Peter, in Russia. I didn't know you were from there. EU is launching more crypto regulations. I'm not surprised. Wait, in the words of Nate Diaz, 1 second.
You just shook up the world. How's that feel? Hey, I'm not surprised, mother.
60 G's, baby!
It's red panty night when you sign to find me, yeah? Back at home with your wife. It's a celebration.
Well, you know what time it is.
Venice, yes. Venice was my favorite spot thus far in Italy. We spent the week there. It was off the chain. Romantic, very nice, like upscale, very friendly people. And it's history, yo. Seeing where Michelangelo and where they all used to reside was pretty lit.
Woo! We back, baby. Bitcoins, shitcoins, or NFTs. There's no greater.
Rhine River cruise is worth it, says Leroy. What city, or I mean, what country is that in, the Rhine River? Biden-Harris 2024. Oh no, we're doomed.
Feeling and hitting that sweet. Old time high in this bitch. Watch it pump to the sky. We just buy and get rich.
Rome was dope. I did visit the Colosseum. Took a lot of photos there. It was pretty cool. Did a lot of shopping there. Got suited up. It was pretty dope. I spent a week and had good pizza. I think, yeah. I spent a week, one night in Paris. Portugal, also amazing. Yeah, Rome, Venice, Positano, Verona. I want to visit Sicily next time. I'm currently in Jordan. Oh, word, Jordan. I'm at the River Rhine, says Steven. Florence. Florence is what I was referring to earlier, so I don't know why I said Venice. I didn't go to Venice. I went to Florence and mixed up Florence with Venice for whatever reason. Yeah, Florence was pretty lit. What the Vatican and the crypto bros have in common? Tell me. Please tell me. JB has been to the UK and it was raining. Yes. I flew into London when I did the Euro tour, and we spent a few days in London when we first started and then ended in London. And some people love London, some people don't. I'm not one of the people who love it. Just keeping it real. Mistretta, Sicily is on my bucket list for sure. Lots of agriculture, but don't get it twisted. No disrespect to London or the UK, but I am from Florida, and I live in Puerto Rico, and I love the sun and I love the hot weather. And when I visited London, it was the time of the year where it was freezing. Number one, you have to have a hoodie on. Your ears feel like they're getting frostbitten. And it was rainy. It was miserable weather, and it was that way every day I happened to be there. So I'm sure that played a part in it. Are the French people rude, or just the ones who work in the public services? It's not fair to ever say all of some people are one way, because we're all individuals. But I think we can say you get an overall gist, just overall feeling, like overall vibes. So it's not fair to ever say all of anything. It's just, I would say overall, or the majority, you feel that way of, you know what I mean? Because of course you're going to find very nice people here and there. But you see my point. I'm sure at the very nice restaurants where we were paying hundreds of dollars per meal, they were very friendly. But just random folks on the street, no. I like their handbags. I told you that you could stay with my cousins in Sicily, JB. You would have to tell me when you are going. Old palazzo surrounded by the orange groves. Whoa. I'm in. I'm in, Jennifer. I'm intrigued by Spain, Italy, Africa, and Nordic countries. France never appealed to me, food-wise, history-wise. It's fine for my cup of tea. I think it's just the ones of the city, not genuine Frenchies. Could be as well. Love my Tampa. Shout out Tampa. Big fan. My stomping grounds, yo. Shout out Tampa Bay. Let's go. Hillsborough County. I'm flexing on them now. Italian Argo tourism, it's a thing and it's delicious. I like the UK. Has not been to London for 20 years. It is a turd hole. A turd hole. Oh my God. London is dope, but the food is bland, and London is freezing and raining even in August. Berlin people are friendly. My baby mama peed her pants. What? 7 months preggers walking through Soho. Why'd she pee her pants? You got to explain that one to me. Southeast Asia is number 1. Shout out Southeast Asia. Ollie G word. Turtle. Shout out Ollie G. He's hilarious. Yes, JV. Didn't you notice everyone in Europe was stuck in the 80s with Adidas gear? I guess I didn't really pay attention to that. Getting ready for a run. I didn't recognize. Everyone had like winter gear. It was freezing when I went. Boom shakalaka. Yeah, man. Thanks, JV, for keeping your show fresh and positive. You're a class act. Appreciate that, Don George. Salute, respect, and thank you. I want to travel someday. You can do it, Devon. Thanks, JV. Respect. Thank you. One love. But here's what we're going to do, fam. We've been streaming now for an hour and a half. We're going to continue. You know all about Ybor City. My first concerts were in Ybor City. Wu-Tang. I was in maybe middle school. You know what I mean? Wu-Tang concerts in Ybor. You know what I mean? I met the whole Wu-Tang clan back when Dirty was still here with us. Rest in peace, ODB. I went to the Jizza concert. Red and Meth concert. The Red and Meth concert was actually in Orlando, but when the whole Wu would come, they'd visit Tampa, and I'd be like, yo, let's go. But anyways, fam, we're going to continue with the uncensored version of the pod exclusively on Rumble. So we're streaming right now on YouTube and Rumble. The YouTube stream is about to be over, and we're going to continue with the uncensored version of the pod where we can speak freely and openly without censorship on Rumble. So head on over to Rumble. It's rumble.cryptonewsalerts.net. You can simply open the Rumble app and type in Crypto News Alerts, or you can just click on show more in the description and it'll show you the Rumble link. So go ahead and click on that Rumble link. Thank you, K-Jam. He's always right on it. It's right here in the chat, family. Click the link and let's get ready to rumble, shall we? It's going to be lit. Mark my words. And I'll see you guys there here in a few moments. Deuces, and I'll be back on the tube this evening for the premiere of today's episode, which will premiere at 10 p.m. Eastern. Head on over to Rumble. Peace. All right.